the taxidermy human being, the fact that there was no car there leads me to believe that whoever that man wasn't planning on
This isn't fun. Can we watch funny stories or something?
No. Don't be a pussy. Sorry for profanity.
Guys. It's Skylar. He's famous.
No, that's
No,
you.
we're gonna turn this off like right now, Maggie.
Okay, I'm
Because you're laughing at your gay Snapchat with your gay friends who are emo.
Yeah, your friends are pretty emo and gay.
Oh,
this isn't fun.
Just like your boyfriend.
I have boyfriends.
I mean, when people are
Chad?
screaming, nothing's really fun.
This one's fake.
People normally shared links to
It's not really like necessarily fake,
commonly
but it's just like,
pornography.
how is this scary?
Pornography! I'm kidding.
What's happening?
Without describing what it was. I clicked on it, and it took me to a black screen where a big video box eventually popped up with a play button.
I'm just kidding. I know.
The video thumbnail was a dark room, only lit by a TV screen. Out of curiosity, I clicked play and began to hear the sound of TV static in the background as lines of
Let's
static.
call it TV glitching.
Let's watch something else than scary.
Home Alone.
No, I don't want scary
Yeah.
stories. I'm gonna leave if you guys put on scary stories.
Why? You scared?
No, they're
Fortnite horror stories. They're not that scary.
Yes. Yes.
Like-
Okay, well, we had to change it because Amelia's being a baby.
I
Those
like
aren't even
Fortnite.
scary.
I know.
I like Fortnite.
Those were just good. Okay, everyone, let's get our movie arrangement set up.
This is where I'm sitting.
Okay, Amelia, you have to move your chair more like normal. And Skylar, you can't lay down.
I can't.
No.
Why?
I had known about it for the
That's
longest
gay.
time. I never actually played it.
Oh my
My
gosh.
friends basically
That's
forced me to download it and play
It's
with
like
them.
Walmart's.
They wanted to play in squads, which is what it's called when you play in groups of 4. My 4 friends were Evan, Xavier, and Braxton. Evan was hands down the best player and basically the initiator of this group match.
Can you stop making
Xavier
gay
was the second
Snapchats?
best. Then there was
It's not that
Braxton.
stupid.
Mom, Maggie's
I still
making
hadn't
gay
spoken to Spencer when he
Snapchats.
was in trouble or needed help. Evan, Xavier, and I, on the other hand, just goofed around and talked the whole time. The two of them did their best to explain how to play to me over the headset. Anyway, none of this really matters. Skip ahead to the important part. Evan stopped talking, and there was a good 10 seconds of silence. Then Evan, who was leading us from one point to another, stopped dead in his tracks. His character just stood still for a while. Xavier turned on his headset, sounding annoyed, telling Evan to move. His character still just stood in place. Evan said nothing, but according to the screen, Evan's mic was making noise. Then I could hear background noise that seemed to be coming from Evan's mic. Xavier, Braxton, and I were all telling Evan to move or we'd ditch him. But we all dropped silent when a horrific, almost painfully loud screaming came from Evan's mic.
Oh, that's weird.
It wasn't like he was screaming into the mic. It seemed like Evan was somewhere in the background of the room. Then, the door slammed shut in the background, and the 3 of us were left not knowing what to say or do. I told the 2 of them I'd call Evan immediately, and turned off the console. I tried calling him 5 times. He never picked up, though, so I decided to drive over to his house, which was 2 minutes away. I got to his house and saw no cars in the driveway, but the front door was open and the lights were on throughout the house. I let myself in, screaming Evan's name. Evan screamed back from somewhere upstairs. I thought the sound of his voice, right up to the loft bedroom, where I found him hiding under the bed. He told me to hide. I told him to get out from under the bed and tell me what happened. He said there was someone in his bedroom. He would speak in very limited sentences for the longest time, until he calmed down and would finally explain in detail. As Evan was playing Fortnite with us, he felt a tap under his bed. He pulled the cloth material that covered the sides of the bed up and looked under the bed and saw a grown man hiding underneath. That's when he threw his headset on the bed and screamed as he backed into the corner. He said the man emerged from under the bed as Evan was still paralyzed in fear in the corner, screaming. Then the man walked straight out the bedroom door, and that was the last we ever saw of him. At that moment, he didn't know if the man was still in the house or not, so he called the cops, not knowing what else to do. When they showed up, we didn't know what to expect from them. 2 cops actually showed up. The male officer went inside of the house and looked around, while the female officer stayed with us outside with a small pocket notebook in her hand, writing down what Evan described to her. And just like that, the cops left. I stayed over at Evan's house that night just to make him feel better. We all still play Fortnite together. I'm much better now.
Can you get off your gay Snapchat, Maggie?
It's
I've
really
never
funny.
been a huge Fortnite
Addictive.
person, but all my friends have been for a while. I always feel like I'm being left out when they're saying to jump on Fortnite and such. Yeah, I've played the game a few times and I get the gist of the gameplay and whatnot. I'm just not good at the game. So one Monday night, I hopped on the
That's
game
me.
and played alone just to practice.
No, it's
I
not.
did that over and over.
I'm not
and
good
over.
at the game, but
So
I
started
understand how to
actually
play
getting
it.
pretty decent at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the
Then I
person on
started
the
to play
screen. I
games
was
with
like,
other
no, it's not.
players. Not my friends,
No.
just random people online. I played a game of duos, meaning with one other person on my team. His gamer tag was Bob Rocket 16 or something like that, with a few extra C's and E's or whatever. I didn't write it down. We lost the game. I think we ranked like number 20. After the game was over, I got a personal message from the guy saying he thought I was really good and that we should play again. It was weird because really I didn't play too well at all that game. Nevertheless, I played another game with him. This time he turned on his microphone and was trying to talk to me. I don't have a gaming microphone, so I couldn't talk back. I could only hear him through the TV speakers. Based on his tone and what he was saying, he seemed to be getting annoyed that I wasn't talking to him. I heard him say things like, "Put your mic on and stop being a faggot." Any thought of this guy being cool was gone at this point. I thought he was just a straight up douche. I was going to finish the game, but after that, that was it with this guy. He kept saying stuff, most of it incoherent simply because of my distance to the TV and the noise of the actual game itself. But then I heard him say my name. Not just my first name, my full name. When I heard this, I panicked and thought to myself, wait, is my real name displayed on my profile? But I realized, no, it couldn't be. The guy kept saying things over the mic, but I wasn't listening at this point. I went over to the console and turned it off in a panic. Just knowing that the sound of the guy's voice was gone now made me sigh in relief. I texted my friends and told them about it. They all seemed to think it was funny, typing their LOLs and LMAOs and whatnot. I put my phone down on the desk as I went on my laptop. The phone vibrated again. I expected it to be one of my friends, but it was an unknown number. The message was hi, and then my full name. I typed back, "Who is this?" The typing bubbles with the 3 dots came up for the longest time. I waited anxiously to see what this person was going to say. The message was, "Is this your address?" and then my actual address. I once again typed, "Who is this?" and then I lied and typed, "No, that isn't my address." The person never responded after that. I started accusing my friends of fucking with me. They all swore they had nothing to do with it though. Low-key, I didn't believe them, but I didn't bother feeding into it. I figured if it is them, the more reaction I give, the more kicks they get out of it. I went to bed ignoring my friends. I woke up to something. I was almost positive I heard a noise. You know how sometimes a sound will wake you up, but you don't know what the sound was because you weren't awake yet to hear it? Well, that was me at this moment. I sat up looking around my room as anyone...
Sally got me.
Sorry. She saw me too. He saw me too. That was a good one, wasn't it? I got it so bad.
Skylar got me.
Got him.
Okay,
sorry.
telling them all to go fuck themselves.
I couldn't resist.
They all got a kick out of it, but when I saw them in person, they seemed to told me they had nothing to do
I'm gonna sit by you because I don't want
to
Bailey to beat me. And even if she does, I can't hit a girl. So this is going on YouTube. Because that was hilarious. That was a good one. She's just sitting there. You saw me, didn't you?
Okay.
No, yeah, it's like,
Did you see
I
me?
saw that.
Yeah, I saw you.
She's like, ah, shit!
Instead, all I heard was that sound
Just
of that bus
chill.
honking
There's
its horn
nobody in the
every 10
room.
minutes.
Oh. Oh.
Eventually one night at like 9 p.m., Chris came out of his room and shouted out to the kitchen that he was having someone over. I angrily asked him who. said, some guy from Fortnite who lives around here.
Excuse me.
News went off in my head as I heard this. Apparently, he invited over some random person he
I
was
should
talking
scare the
to
shit
on
out of
Fortnite.
Sam, but I don't want to do that
When
because
I asked him how
he's
old,
gonna beat
he
me.
shrugged his shoulders and said, I don't know, he sounds kind of old. I started to
Go
freak
get
out,
Amelia. I'm gonna
knowing some
scare her
random
again.
stranger who was
'Cause this
probably
dude, I wanna
well
scare
older
her.
than my 10-year-old
So
son
long by
was
now.
living in my house. I locked all the doors and turned on all the porch lights. I told Chris
Okay, yeah, that's all for
let
the
us be in his
stories
room,
today.
not to talk to anyone else.
Accomplished, Michael.
I waited around and pulled up in front of my house.
Hi.
Stopped and the lights turned off.
Hello.
The door opened.